and welcome to the 7th Annual FT Boldness in Business Awards. This evening celebrates innovative businesses from all industries and corners of the globe. And joining me now from the judging panel is Lionel Barber and Edward Bonham Carter. Thank you both for joining me. Lionel, I'll start with you. The theme of this year's awards is disruption. So how much of a challenge do you think disruption is to companies, and how are they dealing with it?
Disruption entered the mainstream in 2014. It is probably the issue for all companies, not just newspapers or companies that have been disrupted from Silicon Valley. What is really interesting is the way tech is influencing all sectors of the economy. How are people doing? Well, there are winners and losers as ever, but the one thing that came out this year was there are some real standouts.
And what do you think of the idea that companies will fail if they don't disrupt themselves before a competitor comes along and forces them to change?
Well, I love this idea that the best way to avoid being disrupted is disrupt yourself, introduce the virus into the company. You may need to have some tech whiz kids have with their project, pioneering, giving other people, lifting their eyes. This is maybe the best way to deal with it.
Okay, and Edward, your background is obviously in financial services. How well do you think that industry has responded to challenges from new technology?
I think it's still really early days for the financial services industry. To Lionel's point, companies are not introducing disruptors or new bacteria to disrupt themselves. We're just at the beginning. Some of it's in emerging markets. Mobile payment technology, for example, is going to start happening in the developed world. Some of it's happening very slowly in the asset management world, and I often think of Paul Volcker's quote that the best financial innovation in the last 30 years was the ATM, the cash machine. And that was partly in jest, but partly it's a serious comment about the financial industry. So I think we're just at the beginning of the disruption and the application of technology.
And finally, this one's for both of you. Without giving anything away, are there any companies or categories that really stand out to you this year?
I couldn't possibly announce the winner, you know that, Vanessa. But I can assure you, the big one is the big one. He's a huge disruptor worldwide.
And Edward?
Well, again, I can't even remember who the winner is. No, but the key thing that struck me was the range of companies, and it wasn't just technology, might have echoed previous year's themes, but smaller companies, emerging markets, developed markets, some in traditional industries, which I find interesting. So I think there's a whole range of exciting companies right across the geographical and industrial space.
Okay, great. Thank you both for your time.